record. Here we go.
There
Here
we
we
go.
go. Okay. All right. So, hello, everyone. It's Friday and it's time for Stress Less for Real Success. And I'm so delighted to introduce my special guest today, Deborah Myers, in a moment. Please, you're just going to love her. But I just want to say I've been here every Friday for the last 4 or 5 years because I know what it feels like to be stressed to the max and not know what to do, not know how to stop it, how to change it, how to get past it. And then I found my spiritual center, and that was the greatest blessing that could possibly happen, as Deborah, I'm sure, will talk about too. And so that's why I'm determined to be here to help you every single week to find your calm so that you can live the most gracious and beautiful and happy life possible and successful, right? We're entrepreneurs. We want to be successful because our success means our client's success, right? So it's a win-win for everybody. So I just want to tell you that I am doing a workshop next Tuesday, the 6th, and you'll get the information in the link below. And for ongoing support, please join my private Facebook group, which is Calm, Creative, Joyful for the Busy Entrepreneur. And without further ado, I must introduce my wonderful guest today, because when we talk about stress, and that's what I'm here for, right, to help you deal with stress. There are so many ways to do it, and today we have Deborah, who's just got one of the most wonderful and fun ways to handle stress and to handle any problem you have in your life. So let me tell you a little bit. Let me read you her bio, and then she'll take it away. Deborah is a certified acupressurist and Jinshinjutsu practitioner. Hope I said that right. Deborah helps people get and stay healthy. Since 1995, she's worked with clients utilizing gentle touch to reduce stress, relieve pain, and bring balance to the body, mind, and spirit. Her sessions are available virtually and in person. She founded Deborah Myers Wellness to treat, educate, inspire, and empower people of all ages, and kids too, which is exciting. I want her to talk about that. People of all ages to achieve balance and integrated health. Through coaching, workshops, workplace wellness programs, the Productive Mindfulness School program, and her easy self-help acupressure animated video and books. That's a mouthful, but it is great. You've got to experience it. Deborah has helped thousands of people take charge of their own health. Okay.
Hey, well
boy,
done.
Oh boy, that's a lot. But yeah.
Thank you, Marsha Grace. Thank you.
Yeah. So come on, tell us, how does acupressure and energy balancing work? How do you do it? Or tell us how how did you get started?
Okay. Okay. A quick story then is the fact that I started studying energy medicine way back in the 70s when I was in college. Okay. Date us. And I took to it like duck to water, but I never could imagine doing it for my livelihood. That didn't seem to make sense. So I did all sorts of other things. I was a probation officer, real estate broker, owner of my own company for years, insurance and securities agent, lots of different hats. But I never let what I'm going to talk about go, because it just seemed part of me. And thank goodness it was, because as I kept learning and experiencing and gathering more information, it became part of my body, part of my being, part of my spirit. So I was in a really bad car accident in 1993 and ended up with multiple herniated discs. I was in lots of pain. I refused surgery, and I knew what I needed to receive, which was light, gentle, healing touch. I was relatively new to this area. I went searching for someone who could offer that to me. And in the meantime, by the way, I was already doing my own self-care, which I'll tell you about, self-help acupressure. And I continued that even when I was receiving from this person, from this practitioner. And as my body started healing, this light bulb went on going, girl, you know this, just do it. And it was like an aha. The light bulb went, yeah. And I closed up my insurance and securities office, gave all my business away. Said, okay, this is what I'm doing next. And that was 29 years ago, something like that. And I can't imagine not getting to do what I get to do on a daily basis. It's my life. It's my passion. I love showing people how we can walk around in a body physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, be so uplifted and so ready for what we're going to ask our bodies to do, or what our bodies might be asked to do, what might be coming towards them. In other words, always be prepared. And that's why I teach self-help acupressure. Now, yes, I do offer care hands-on, in person, virtually, ever since March 2020. I offered it to all my clients as a virtual experience, and now I get to say I have clients all over the world. And what an awesome thing to be able to say. And with everyone, from 30, 28 years ago, however many years it was, I was always teaching self-help, because I believe each and every person has the ability to play with their own energy, get it to move, get it to change, because that's what it's supposed to do. Everyone has the ability. They just need to be shown a technique that's easy to learn, easy to remember, and easy to get around to doing, because the benefits are noticeable.
That's what I love about what you do, because you are empowering other people, me and everybody else that comes in contact with your beautiful presence, to do it ourselves, to learn how that we have that ability within us. I mean, that's so it's so wonderful to know
Thank you.
that.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's lots of modalities out there. There's lots of ways to do what we're talking about.
Exactly.
And the beauty of what I have is that it can be integrated, pulled into play with no matter what else you're doing in your world, whether you're going for care somewhere, or whether you are doing multiple ways of self-care. There's no such thing as too much self-help.
It fits right in. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you just kind of play with it. And what my clients and students consistently say is that when they make use of what I've taught them, and what they get to do on a daily basis, they literally can combine it with their exercise program. If they're in PT for any reason, they can combine with that, with so physical therapy, chiropractic, osteopathic, you name it.
Right.
Whether it's a full-fledged exercise program, Pilates, core strength, whatever, whether you're out in the garden. Here's the key, Marcia Grace. We walk around with these things called fingertips 24/7. Why not make use of them? Pull them out of your pockets, folks, and learn how to use your fingertips, because that's all it is. What I have is it's like acupuncture, but instead of needle, it's touch.
Well, so you going to give us an example? You want to show you?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
We want to
one of the pieces I started doing right off the bat was, I recognized how many of my clients just really needed like a daily practice. So I wrote a 9-step self-help acupressure flow I call the Daily Clean Your House Flow. It recognizes that the body you walk around in is your house. And if you clean it out every day, you're ahead of the game. So get rid of the dust bunnies and the cobwebs, give it a nice, good vacuuming in the morning. No such thing as too much self-help. So pull it out and make use of it at night. You can do it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, whatever you want to give to it. A lot of people make use of it in kind of a meditative process. It becomes that part of their routine, if you will. And the very first step of the Daily Clean Your House Flow is giving yourself a hug. So, and it just feels so good. And the beauty is light, gentle touch. Everything I show you is light, gentle touch for a couple good breaths on each step. And when you give this to your body, when you give this to yourself, you're giving yourself love, right? And it feels good. Well, you know what else it's doing? It's connecting with breath, your lungs and your diaphragm. It's connecting with heart health. It's connecting with an energy balance point that's really hard to reach way back there, just by holding here. And that point is really important, because what we're talking about is connecting with acupressure points to get them to be in a state of balance and harmony so they can fulfill their purpose.
Can I ask a question? When I do this, it kind of makes me want to be aware, first of all, of the muscles, like I feel it in my shoulder blades, and it
Yep,
makes me want to just say, relax. And it's
exactly.
just, relax.
Because it's calming and it's showing love and compassion for yourself. In fact, this energy balance area is all about being taken care of, as well as taking care of, and showing yourself that you truly are your own best advocate and your own best leader. So
Love
give
it.
yourself
Love
the care. So
it. I
off and
love
on
it.
throughout the day, you give yourself a hug.
Does it matter which way, or should you switch, or
No,
what?
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just light, gentle touch. And there's no right because there's no wrong. So you could be anywhere from up here all the way down to your elbows. Wherever they land, wherever your fingertips land is A-okay, which means it can be different every single time.
Perfect.
So that's the first step, a couple good breaths.
Okay.
We don't have enough time to walk you through the whole thing, but I can tell you how to get access to the information. The
Absolutely.
next step, number 2, which I think is powerful, is you go from here, but you can use all these separately, okay, individually for their expressive purpose.
Okay.
The next step in the daily flow is to sit on your hands. So you hold your fingertips with your fingertips up like so at your sit bones. Yeah.
Sit bones.
At
Okay.
your sit
Right
bones.
on those sit bones, huh? All
Right.
right.
Now,
Got it.
guess what? There's no wrong. So if someone has a shoulder issue, for instance, and that's just too hard or whatever,
Mm,
guess what? You can be way down here. You can
okay.
be here. You can be on your hips. You and your body figure out what's most comfortable. You can't do it wrong because the body knows intention. Now, you know what that point's all about? Vitality.
Vitality.
Vitality. So if this brings breath into your body, this brings it to every cell of your being. Did you also notice, by the way, what else transpired right then and there?
It made me sit up straighter.
Yes, well said. It literally brought your lumbar curve into a space of lumbar curve. And it created a postural realignment so that not, you know why it's all about vitality? Because it creates alignment
Mm-hmm.
physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It connects with the powers above and the powers below and connects all the power within, getting everybody to talk together on the same page.
Okay.
What I love saying, Marsha Grace, is that everything we're talking about is helping your body, all the pieces and parts of it, collaborate with all the other pieces and parts of it. Think of your body not only as a house, but it's a playground. And you want everybody playing together. So
Right.
your knee needs to play with your stomach, and your stomach needs to play with your head, and your head needs to play with your ankles, and
Yeah.
everybody needs to play.
Isn't
And
that
when
what,
it's
isn't that part of the problem with their healthcare system, in the sense that healthcare, I don't think it's healthcare, I think it's sick care, but
yeah,
it really, it doesn't help you stay well. It can help you get
mhm,
better under certain conditions, but it's like you go to the foot doctor for your foot, you go to the heart doctor for your heart, you go to the neurologist for something up here, you go, everything is a part that's separate.
yeah.
And I think that's one of the failings of the. I mean, there's lots of good stuff. I'm not putting
Oh
down
yeah, thank goodness.
allopathic medicine, but on the other hand, there's a lot that's missing. It's a lot, to say
Yes.
the least.
Right. Which is why I love being able to connect with folks in the allopathic way of medicine, if you will,
Hmm.
no matter what their specialty is, and get such a connection that we can collaborate. I love working with
You do that? You work with
interns.
doctors? You work with
Yes,
doctors? Oh, how
yes.
wonderful! That's
I
great.
I have gotten referrals.
Fabulous.
So go figure,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
it's that aha that takes place for them, which is
Mhm.
beautiful, which
It
is
is.
beautiful.
Wow.
But you bring up the fact that, we go to the doctors. Well, there's a lot of reasons to go to doctors and to other healthcare providers. Thank goodness they're out there. Thank goodness we can all figure out how to play with this body together. So it's healthy and happy and vibrant and ready for whatever you're wanting to do. And in the in the last couple of years, as we well know, we really need to be doing everything we can do to boost our immune systems.
Absolutely.
It's so important. So I'd love to share a
Yeah.
tidbit with you. And then I'm in a few minutes, we're going to share with all you folks how you can get even lots more information in the next couple of weeks. So
Good.
one of the energy balance points in your body that's so connected to immune and lymphatic system, it's pretty easy to reach. Now, if it is tricky for you, I'll show you other ways you can address it. But right at the top inside corners of your shoulder blades, right there, you feel that? For some folks, it's a little tight. For some folks, it's so tight, it's a 2x4.
I always have tightness here.
Okay, guess what? The body wants that to be a valley between your shoulder blades and your spinal column, palpable, pliable tissue. So all you have to do is go right there, light, gentle touch. Don't have to force it. And you're going to connect then right now, here and now, with an energy balance point that is all about helping the immune system and the lymphatic system be in a state of balance and harmony to allow it to step up to the plate and take care of you.
Okay.
So you do this, couple good breaths, feel your tissue getting softer already. I'm going to mirror you. Bring your left hand down to your left chest, just below your collarbone, while you're still holding here.
Okay.
Yep. Now, combining these 2 points, this one gathers in all that beautiful energy from this point, gathers it in and disperses it throughout your body to everywhere it's needed. And then switch. This works so well, it even filters out bad air. So this is a simple little step I've taught for years for travel. Do this when you're on the plane, and it helps filter out the bad air.
Wow.
It helps filter out the bad air. It's helping filter out the stuff that's in the way of your immune system being able to do the important job it needs to do for you. And then bring your hands after that down to the outside of your knees, just like so. I'm going to show you right there.
Okay.
And when you're there, you're bringing that into rhythm. That energy balance point is all about rhythm, strength, and peace. Isn't peace calm?
It is indeed.
Okay, calm equals peacefulness.
Yep.
So what we're doing with just going to this point is taking those few steps we've already done. This one, sitting on our hands, and then this one, right here and here, and bring it all into playtime together, bringing it to the outside of the knees, and the body says, I got the message. I understand this new pattern we're talking about. That's how simple all this is. Now, granted, I love to have people start doing the daily clean your house flow on a daily basis, because that's what creates the foundation, the platform. You may have other ways to do so. Good, go for it. Keep it happening. But maybe play with this one and see how your body plays with it, reacts to it, enjoys it. So you can go to my website that I believe Marcia Grace has.
I put everything in the chat.
Okay.
And on Facebook Live, what I'll do when it gets posted on Facebook Live, I'll put that in the remarks below.
Oh, you are awesome.
So you'll have people will have all that
information. You folks are so lucky to have Marcia Grace in your life. Let me tell you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too, Deborah.
So if you go to my website, which is deborahmyerswellness.com, you will see right off the bat that you have the opportunity to watch an animated video.
Yes, please tell us about this.
Animated video of the daily clean your house flow. The reason it became an animated video, now remember I said I wrote it years ago for all my clients and my students. They, by the way, were the ones, my initial clients were the ones who said, will you just start teaching workshops? So I started my first workshops like within a couple of years of becoming a practitioner. And when I wrote the daily flow and they're starting to use it, well, over the years, I had a number of clients who were teachers, and they took my workshops, and they were taking what I taught them into the classroom. And they came back to me saying, will you just teach a real program? I can't believe the difference this is making in the classroom and even out on the playground, in the lunchroom, you name it, it's making a difference.
I bet the kids love it, right? They love it.
Yes. So I went ahead and with the help of a phenomenal local artist, a good friend of mine, her name is Jamie, and we created an animated video of the daily clean your house flow. Initially, it was for that group of teachers. I did a beta test and everything, and everything just jived. It was beautiful. But guess what, folks? It's not just kids that love it. We're all kids at heart
Oh
and
yeah.
we'll love animation, right? So
Yeah.
everybody loved it. And as they were doing it more and more and noticing such a difference, and I had it up on my website, and I was loving having it be available along with, you'll discover on my website that I have 3 different books: Easy Self-Help Acupressure for Kids and Parents, for students and teachers, and for grown-ups. So you can actually go to my website, and they're all on Amazon. And but way back when I first got this together, I was offering it as the animated video and the ebook of your choice. March 2020 hit, and I connected to all my marketing folks that this has to be made available to anyone.
Right.
So I said, bring it up as a gift, period. And it's still up there as a gift.
Oh,
so all you have to do, folks, is put in your name and email address and have access to the animated video.
Right.
So please do that for yourself, for your kids. Even if you don't have kids, do it for yourself. If you have grandkids, do it for them.
I did. I sent it to my grandkids. I did. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah. Oh, I love it. It's so great. So you know that last step of the daily clean your house flow is called the jumper cables. You've come across that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number 9 is gently cupping each thumb and finger a couple good breaths. And you can have your hands down in your lap while you're doing it, but you do it really slow. Couple good breaths.
Okay.
Just a couple good breaths. And you know what you're doing? You're helping to balance all the energy that's entering and exiting your body. Does that feel good?
It does.
It does. You know why? Because not only is it balancing all energy, it's balancing all emotions. Now, I'm not saying emotions are bad, because that's what helps us be human. But it's when the emotions get really big and take our breath away or cause us to not be moving forward that they're maybe not in our best interest. Emotions are important because they give us information about what's going on, why we're feeling what we're feeling. So to get more in connection with those feelings, and you do this, you can help get rid of worry fast. You hold the thumb to let go of worry, and it's F-A-S-T. You let go of worry. Let go of F, fear. This is a great one. Let go of A, anger. Little did the Japanese know. This is based by way on Jinshin Jitsu, which is an ancient form of Japanese acupressure. Little did the Japanese know eons ago that this we'd be putting up our middle finger up in anger. So take that out of the way.
Wow, yeah. Really? That's pretty interesting.
And then the S is sadness or grief.
Okay.
Again, all these are really important emotions, but we need to help them do their job.
Well, that's the where the disconnect comes in for most of us, is that we have the emotions, but we don't know what to do with them.
Exactly. So then the T is the trying tos. This might resonate with some of you folks. The trying tos, trying too hard, trying too much, trying to do it all. That place of efforting that's no longer a verb when it becomes a description of how we are. Now, that's a lot of information in a short period of time.
It's fantastic. Yeah. I mean, that is so simple, though. I mean, it's such a simple thing. And when you're doing with intention, that's the key. Is, you know, it's not just something mindless you're doing. You're doing it with intention because you want to be healthier, happier, you know, more content.
Exactly.
All of that.
And the beauty is yes, it helps let go of those things. But guess what? There's an opposite to them. You can bring in affirmations to bring, instead of let go of worry, how about bring in the wisdom?
Okay.
Instead of the anger, bring in awareness. So you can actually create affirmations for what you want to receive. It's a beautiful way to take care of your body.
So while it's going out, you can bringing in, because what did they say? Nature doesn't like a vacuum, right? You've got to fill it up. You take something out, you got to put something else back in.
Exactly. You got that. You hit the nail on the head. You're helping your body point in the right direction.
There you go. That's great. Oh, thank you. That was wonderful. I love that. It's so easy and simple, and you know, there it is. All right. So
you want to learn more?
I want you to tell us a little bit more about your programs, and you know how I mean, we have the information how they can reach you, but if there's anything else you want to specify, by all means. And I know you've got a gift that you want
Yes.
to offer for
I
everyone
I
listening?
want all of you who are on the screen, if you are interested at all in learning more, for one of the first times ever. I mean, it's been a long time since I've done this. My heart just asked me to do this. I have a gift that's happening on Wednesday, December 14th, that evening. And it's a workshop, a 90-minute interactive self-help workshop that is called the Ultimate Holiday Survival Boot Camp.
Ooh,
Ooh, so in
coming
90
in
minutes,
just the right time too.
we're going to be covering a lot, because it's all about helping your all parts and beings and layers of you to say, I want calm, I want ease, I want peace, I want joy.
Mhm.
This is, I start every single day doing the daily clean your house flow. I end every day doing it. And
Mhm.
off and on throughout the day, I'm doing it steps individually, or I'm pulling out of
Lovely.
my
Yeah.
tool bag something else like this, right? So
Mhm.
there's so many tools and energy tips I can share with you. And if you come on that evening, it's my gift. There's no charge. You don't need a coupon. Just
Just
sign
come,
up. Just sign
sign
up.
up.
But
Okay.
if you have to sign up before the December 14th
Yeah.
date,
Yes.
in order to get the Zoom link, you'll get it via email.
Hmm.
And then in order, it's also going to be recorded. So if 6 o'clock Pacific time is too late for you where you're located, like I
Hmm.
have somebody signed up in New Zealand, she's going to have to come a different time. I have some folks on the East Coast. 6 o'clock
It's
is
9 o'clock at
1 o'clock.
night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a
So you
little bit
might,
late. Yeah.
yeah. And yet I've taught classes before where I've had folks from all different time zones say, I'm going to be there live, because this is just a 90-minute one. I also do teach workshops where they're, you know, 3 evenings. You know,
Hmm.
I'll have a workshop coming up, a master class in February. That'll be a 4-month program. I love teaching what we can do for ourselves on a daily basis. I love showing you how you can be the best partner with your body.
Yep.
The way to look at it, folks, is the one person you're going to have the longest relationship with is yourself.
That's
So make it the best darn one you can have.
That is so
Right?
true. And yes, and
Just,
we just forget that completely. We just don't even think of it that way. So yeah.
and one of the big pieces that's really affecting a lot of people right now is not getting enough sleep, or having very erratic sleep. You'll be getting some tidbits on that Wednesday night on the 14th about how to do that. And then in my next class, I'll be teaching a lot more about how we can improve our sleep patterns, so that's a rejuvenating time of our day for us, of our nighttime for us.
Right.
No matter what time of the day you sleep, it needs to be restful, rejuvenating. And
Hmm.
if we don't give that to our bodies and figure out how our bodies can receive that kind of energy, we are not allowing our bodies to be the
Right.
strong, healthy, vital, vibrant beings they need to and want to be.
Yes, sir. That's one of the major things that I see with business people, and that I was just talking about the other day, is that we don't get enough rest because we've got so many things to do, especially at this time of the year. Because on top of your regular business stuff you have to handle, you also have all the holiday stuff, right?
All this stuff,
Yeah. So
all the stuff that can just, shh. Yeah,
so we
yeah.
really have to take a step back. What I did, just to, because I noticed it was just making me nuts. And I said, something has to give. And I said, you know what? I'm running around from store to store to store, and I'm scratching my head. And I said, well, what would this kid like? And what would that kid like? And what would I've got 7 grandkids, right? What would he? And I'm asking, and it's like, this is wearing me out. So I finally said, enough. I'm not doing that anymore. I said they're getting either gift cards or cash, and let them get what they want. And wow, I felt like 10 tons came off my shoulders. I
Well,
had
may I
so
make
much
a,
free time.
I'm not doing this as a sales thing. I'm just telling you what I've been told is one of the best gifts people find that they can give, and that's really well received,
Hmm.
are these.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, you go to my website to the self-help acupressure section, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll have the Amazon link, or you just go to Deborah Myers Wellness on the Amazon and you'll find these
I
books.
make an exception. I think those would absolutely be fantastic gifts for the kids. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, you can even order them and have it delivered to them. That
Yeah,
makes it easy.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's exactly
something like
right.
that.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to order 7 copies and give them to my grandkids. That'll be, I always give them a little something, not just the money. So, I stick it in a book like that. For instance, I could stick the
Mm,
money in the book, or, some other little thing that goes along with it, just so they don't feel like they got nothing. But yeah,
yeah,
this is the perfect thing. So yes,
yeah.
thank you.
So for
Yep.
instance, remember that one I showed you where you're going to sit on your hands, right? Or well, actually the first two. That's the first two pieces in the animated video.
They're adorable. They really are. It is,
And the book gives you a full description of what
yep,
it's all about.
perfect. Perfect.
So anyway,
All right.
join me on the 14th
Yeah,
and let's have some fun together. I may
absolutely.
not, it looks like I have quite a few folks attending, I would hope.
Good,
And so
good,
I'm
good.
not going to get to say hi to any of you individually, but I'm going to be there to give you all the juice you want and need to really step into the holidays as in an empowered, joyful experience, because you deserve that, and the people in your world deserve that. And as you with your audience, Marsha Grace, if they want to share that and have folks attend, family members they want to bring to the class, just have it happen.
Okay, well, the information is going to be in the stuff
Okay.
below and in the chat. It's here. And so I'm going to save this. Let me make sure. Save your chats if you haven't. Save the chat. And all right, well, we've really went past I try to keep it under a half an hour, but I mean, it has so much good stuff to offer. And I mean, how could I cut you off? I mean, there's just
Oh,
too much good stuff.
sorry
So
about that.
so I thank you from the bottom of my heart and the top and the sides and everywhere, because you are a gift, Deborah
Oh, thank
Myers.
you.
You are a gift to everyone that comes in contact with you, because you just light up the room. You light up the space around you, and I felt it immediately the first time I laid eyes on you, and I know that's true for everybody else as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being here and for doing what you're doing. And I can't wait to see you on the 14th. So I'll be
Thank you.
there. Okay.
And
All
and
right.
I appreciate you, Marsha Grace, for what you're bringing to the world.
Thank you. Well, we all have our energy and our ways. And like I said, we're going to attract the people who resonate with us, because we're all energy beings. And that's perfect. I love that, because then there's no sense of like, oh, she has this and I don't, or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that. So yeah, so I know that. And that's a very, very wonderful thing to know.
Right.
So I'm going to close by saying thank you again. I will see you soon. And I invite, please, everybody, don't miss out on Deborah's workshop. And just remember now, everything begins with a thought. The thought and the thoughts that we have, we need to become aware of, because when you become aware of them, then you can do something about them, right? If you hide them and push them away and say, oh, I know I'm not, then you
Yeah.
can't, you're stuck with it. So
Right. And if you're even thinking that, how does this even work? And I don't understand, well, come and find out.
just come. Don't let those thoughts stop you. So so that's great. Thank you so much for today. Have a beautiful weekend and a beautiful week ahead. Until next time, this is Marsha Grace, your modern meditation mentor, signing off with my beautiful guest, Deborah Myers. And take care now. So long.
Have a great one. Give yourself a hug.
Give yourself a hug. Yes.
Bye.
So long.